how's it going? Hope you're all fine and dandy. So I've got this today. It's randomly turned up. I had to go and pick this up from where it was delivered, and we'll see what's in it. I'm assuming it's sent from a subscriber, given that it's got the Wheel Spin Models tape on it. Having said that, it was taped up with Wheel Spin Models tape on it. Weird. Anyway, I haven't ordered anything, so we'll see what turns up. Well, we've got an upside down Buggy chassis. Okay, so it looks like we've got a chassis here of some buggy, some kind of buggy. I think I know what this is now. I don't know what it is. I know who it was from now, I think. But it was so long since they said that they would send me anything. To be truthful, I'd forgotten exactly what buggy it was. So, don't really know why it's in bits, to be honest. But we can soon work that out. We've got the drive shafts and the wing attached to each other. We've got a nice set of wheels. Those tyres might come in handy. I might even have to stick those on the Techno or the S-Works for when I go on the tarmac. They might come in handy, you know. I haven't got any slicks for a buggy as of yet. Well, now I have, but I didn't have. It looks like we've got the front and the back like that. Luckily all the screws are still intact, so I should be able to assemble this. Bit of a surprise, I won't lie. I wasn't expecting it to be in bits like it is. So we've got the wheel nut, one of the wheel nuts there. So we've got a bolt right there. There's a bolt, a very handy bolt, I would assume. We've got a piece of, what's this? This looks like the servo mounts. So we've got a servo mount there, whatever you want to call that piece of metal. We've got some sort of cog. We've got a gear for something. Where that's come from, I don't know. Where's that come from then? We'll work that out in a moment. What's this? Ah, here we go. We've got a little note. This will come in handy. Look, we've got a little note. Let's read it. To Haggard RC. Sorry it has taken so long to send out to you, but here is my Asman. Oh yes, that's it. That's what it is. Virus. Please get her cleaned up and give her another chance to be played with. I had this RC car for 6 months before messaging you, so coming up to a year. This came with... Oh, it came with a Pico engine that I now have in my Haggard Hyper 7. Feel welcome to make a video on this RC. You do not have to blur any name out if you do. From Ryan Vincent. It's from Ryan Vincent. I knew that anyway. I knew who it was from now. And there's his Instagram. If anybody wants to go on Instagram and follow his Instagram, there it is. If it'll focus, hopefully it's focused. It's at Ryan_Vincent. By the look of it. There we go. I couldn't remember what buggy it was, so I'm glad it says in this little note. So it's a virus. I got to clean it up and give it another chance to be played with. He had it 6 months. The trouble was, because I had a bit of trouble with Instagram. Well, I had a bit of trouble with the whole phone, full stop, a while ago. And a lot of the conversations I had vanished. And it was really annoying, because a lot of them I had half-finished conversations with. And it's a nice shot, isn't it? And yeah, so the conversation about this buggy had gone. And when he messaged me the other week, there was an eyeball there. There's an eyeball. One of them stick-on eyeballs. I still got the backing on it. I might stick that on something. When he said to me the other week that he was going to send me the buggy, I couldn't remember what it was, but I didn't want to ask. It would have been rude of me to say I can't remember what it is. Sorry, it would have been rude of me, so I didn't ask. Right, now I know what it is, though. Right, so let's see what we've got. Let's try and put this together. I'm now assuming that he's taken it apart in order to get it in that box. Unfortunately, but that's just the way it is. You know, I can't help that. If that's the only box he had, that's the only box he had. So, hopefully we've got all the screws, all the nuts and bolts that I need. I haven't got an engine and I haven't got any servos, but we've got a radio box that you can't see. We've got a radio box, and we've got the diff, and we've got the throttle linkages there. That's very important. Just about to see down there. Got a tank. Right. That's obviously the back. That, you can't see any of that, can you? Let's angle that down a little bit. There we go. And that's obviously the front. Let's put it together, shall we? Right, you lot. You can't see anything there, can you? Let's put you like that. Bloody Jesus. God. I think this tripod needs a bit of a... Oh, there we go. Right. Anyway. Ooh. Bit of a leak. What's going on here? Let's have a look and see what's going on. The last time, I'm trying to get... What I've got is, the problem that I've got at the moment is, I've got several of my RC cars. I haven't got all that many of them, but I've got several of them. Several of them all broken at the moment. And that's not good. I'll tell you why that's not good, because, well, that means none of them work. That means I can't use any of them. Now, this one let me down in a big way, because I thought I got it all spick and span, and then what happened? I had to put a new steering servo in it because the old one decided it didn't want to work anymore, and then I put a brand new hump pack in for the receiver, charged it up, went to use it. It lasted about, I don't know, what was it, about 4 minutes. I didn't even get to drive it. So let's plug this in and see if it's got any... Oh, see, look, this is interesting. It's showing on here only 5.8 volts though. Why is it only 5.8? It's a 6 volt. Interesting. Don't know whether you can see that. It's probably not focusing on any of that. Why is that showing us 5.8 volts? 4.98. Showing us LiPo though. So this little tester here says it's got 5.8 volts in it. It should have 6 volts because it's one of these. A 6 volt hump pack. This is brand new, you see, so it shouldn't have anything wrong with it. Let's see. I always forget always bloody negative on here. Right, negative's outside. This little thing says 5.8 as well. 5.79, 5.79. Don't know whether that's showing. 5.79. So it is a bit flat. Just for clarification, another multimeter. This isn't just a battery tester, this is a multimeter. Put that there. Hopefully you can see some of that. It's probably a bit of reflection on there. But if I stick one of these on there, you have to bear with me. I'm a bit clumsy from time to time, so. And then that one on there, 5.86 volts. Right, so it's definitely quite flat. Right, I'm not going to take this battery out because it's brand new. I'm going to stick it on the charger now, give it a charge, see what happens after I charge it up again. So, doing a little bit of work to this buggy. This switch gave up the ghost. It only worked if you pressed on it. So I yanked that out, pulled that out because I get fed up. I'll tell you what, most manufacturers of buggies, monster trucks, and all kinds of things like that, all need to be lined up and have a big hard slap round the face and tell them to stop designing things that are stupid. Because I don't think there's any buggy or anything where you can simply just take the covers off and unplug and just pull the wires through and then just push them through. I mean, this one's particularly ridiculous. You have to take the servo out in order to route that through there and route that through there, and oh man, what a nightmare. So all the manufacturers of buggies, monster trucks, I mean, they're all the same. This Savage is a pain in the bum as well. Pain in the ass, because you have to take that cover off there, fanny around, yeah, and it's just, why can't they just make them easier? But anyway, so that switch had it. So I bought one of these hobby wing switches because they were the cheapest ones I could find in the shop that I chose to get this from. And I've got myself a battery for it as well, because the other battery that I bought was no good, so I didn't buy another one of those batteries. I got it from Haggard RC, funnily enough. Bought a LiPo battery for this, so you know, they deal in stuff for racing, so they must sell quality stuff, because no racer is going to want a crap battery, is he? So hopefully the battery that I bought is going to last. It's going to go in there. It's on charge at the moment. Then I'm going to button all this up once I've got that in there. But this buggy then is more or less complete. You'll need a little bit of setting up in the way of the steering and that, because at the moment I think it's pointing a bit to the right, if I remember correctly, when you drive it. But we'll set that up nicely, and then that's that done. I was rummaging through here trying to find some other bits and bobs the other day, and I come across this. I knew I had it somewhere. It came with a car that I acquired a few months ago. It's a pull start for a Savage, and it'll fit on that K4.6. So I think we'll get the 4.6 off the shelf, put that pull start on it, and that way that's all ready to rock and roll, ready for when, once we've finished testing this engine, I can put the K4.6 back in here with a, it's not a new pull start I don't think, but it's a newer pull start that actually works. It's there we go, slightly in focus. Nice. Yeah, there it is. Luckily we've got the pipe. We haven't got a manifold, so I'll have to get an engine with a manifold. And we've not got any engine mounts either. We've got the bottom plates, but we haven't got the mounts. But that's alright, I'll have to get some of those. I've got to sort that out. I put that, bolted that down before I put that in, so that was silly of me, but I'll sort that out. I've done the front one. Nice, the shocks need a bit of oil in them. There's no oil in the shocks. But you know what engine might go quite nicely in there? I wonder if this might fit in there with the exhaust and everything, because I've got the manifold. I could put that manifold on there obviously, but I wonder if that would fit.
Right, let's get this down. I'm just trying to get, because I've just been doing everything basically. Oh, I wonder what I took that over there for. And if you're anything like me, you know what I mean, where you start to do one thing, and then you won't get to finish it either because you need a car or something happens, you got to go have your dinner, something, you know, you run out of time, something like that. And so that happens. And then, why don't that fit on there? See, what is that? What the hell is that all about? I haven't got any more of them, so that won't fit on there then. I think if I remember correctly now, it's all coming back to me. Yeah, it's slowly coming back to me now. Yeah. I think because the pull start broke on this, and I left it for years. Then I went to the local hobby shop, which I don't think is even, I think it's there now, but I don't think they sell anything Nitro, so I stopped going there. It's all like scratch-built stuff and wood and aeroplanes and stuff. And I bought a pull start, but it was a false pull start. And I had to buy this bigger one-way bearing to accommodate that pull start. Now, what on earth did I do with the old original one is anyone's guess. Absolutely anyone's guess. That could have gone anywhere. See, what I have a habit of doing is putting things in safe places. Like this, I would have put it in a box or something safely and thought to myself, that stay safe there for when I need it again. The trouble is, it's so safe, I can't remember where it is or what I put it in. Let me have a little rummage around in the box of the toolbox and the box of stuff, and I might find it. Well, I found all of these. These are one-way bearings, but they're not the type that I need. In fact, that one looks brand spanking new, look. These ones are older ones, got for something or another. But they're not the type that I need. I need that tight little shaft. What goes in there? Never mind. I know some of you are going to say, get a different back plate, get this, get that, but I'm not in the business of doing it. I didn't want to fix it now. It's just the fact that I happened to come across this pull start. I thought, well, happy days. Take me 2 seconds, put it on there, bolt it on, happy days, but ain't gonna work. So we'll come back to that. I wonder if I can force it on there. No, I'm going to break it. We'll come back to that another day. I thought that was the type of pull start that came on it, you know. It's just a net's cock too big. Righto, another day.
I really must give this a bit of a clean, I suppose, at some point, hadn't I? I think I'll have to just spray some degreaser literally all over it and let it do its thing, and it can get rid of, it can loosen up all that old oil and grease and dirt that's accumulated over the years. There's years, literally years of all kinds here, from driving this around the farmyard and all sorts, you know. Just kind of builds up. I'll have to give it, when the weather warms up and I can go outside in the garden, I'll put a load of degreaser all around here, all around there, and give it a good old clean. Oh man, I've got this one on charge. It's been charging for, how long has it been charging for? Not long now, because I had to wait for the other one to charge. So, probably can't ever going to focus on that. I've probably got no charge. There you go, 13 minutes that's been charging for. But I'm not going to be able to let this finish charging tonight because it's nearly 10 o'clock at night now. So, it just Feels like there's not enough time in the day. Feels like there's not enough time in the day to get anything bloody done at the moment. I've got so many things on the go, so many things that need to be done, so many things that I've said to people that I'll do for them and help them with. I don't have enough time for my own kind of things. And now this camera's starting to play up because I've gone upside down. Oh, there we go, back again. Happy days. Yeah, so I'm going to let that one charge a little bit longer, and I'll go indoors and we'll finish it off another day. But at least I've got a few things done. At least we've got the S-Works buggy back together again. That's good. It's got a new battery in it and a new switch, and everything works absolutely perfectly. So at some point we'll take that out for a little bit of a run. Put the engine back in the MP9, but I've only got one bolt. The other one, I don't know what's happened to the other one. For some reason, I don't know if it's stripped or what. It weren't stripped before, but it doesn't seem to want to do up. I did have 2 engine bolts, now I've only got 1. So I'm going to have to try and sort something out for engine bolts, and then we can go and give this another rip at some point. But I'm glad I got the MP9 back together. I don't like changing stuff. I like things to be set how they are, and once they're set, they're set. So got the original engine back in there, and that's how it's going to stay now for a little while, until I mess around with that Thunder Tiger engine. Thunder Tiger engine, the old 2.8 Pro, sitting up there on the old engine shelf, which I've propped up with an old tin of mustard powder, because a few of you saying that the old shelf was a bit wonky there and you didn't quite like it. So I thought to myself, right, then I'll prop it up. So I propped it up with an old tin of mustard powder. Don't worry though, there's no more mustard powder in there. I've eaten all the mustard powder. Well, not the powder itself, I made it into mustard and put it on a hot dog. Yeah, so that's propped up now. But the old Thunder Tiger .28 Pro, there she is, sitting up there. I need to get a pull start that actually works, or a roto start back for it that actually works. I have actually got one. I've got one in here. There it is. But something tells me the reason it's in this toolbox is because it doesn't work. I think the gears are stripped on the inside, but there's only one way to find out, and that's to give it a go. I could try and take it apart and have a look, but that's just the proper way of doing things, and I don't do things the proper way, so I might stick that on it if it'll fit, and then yeah, at least we can stick it in the buggy then. And then once I've done all the engine testing, I can God, this camera, man, it won't focus on nothing, will it? And then I can keep one engine in it rather than keep changing it. Move that out of the way. I reckon that would, if I get some mounts, that would match up to that spur. Got a metal spur as well. Where's that metal spur? No, it's not, it's a plastic spur. I thought it was a metal spur for a minute. But I reckon that would go in there quite nicely, particularly if it ever focused on it. Nice. And you know what I could do? I could build an entire a buggy that's built entirely with subscriber sent things. So a subscriber sent me the buggy, a subscriber sent me the engine, no subscriber sent the pipe, but I have got an exhaust pipe that a subscriber sent, so I could put that on it. Then I just need servos and I need radio gear. But I've got a couple of servos that might, I don't know, they work. They might be a bit weak, but they work. So I could put servos in it potentially. I've still got to put that on. Haven't got enough screws. I mean, there's 2 screws, and I've got this random cog. I don't know what that's from. It doesn't appear to have fallen out of diff or anything like that, so I don't know what this random cog's for. We'll work that out at some point. But yeah, I think that'll be a pretty cool idea. But on the other hand, I have got in mind potentially someone, a family member, who's taken an interest in Nitro, and he said he wants to come along and have a little go of it and stuff. So I might potentially build a buggy with this chassis. Whether I'll put this engine in it, I don't know, but I might potentially build a buggy for him to use, and he can decide whether he likes the hobby of Nitro RC or not. And so that might be a good idea, because if I build a buggy up, you know, he can learn with it, he can do all sorts with it, you know, of all, just random parts, you know, mix and match. That might be a cool idea. But what a lovely gesture. So we've got subscriber sent engine and subscriber sent buggy. Happy days. I think what I might try and do, I don't know, this cog is obviously not related, it's just in the box for some reason. And as is this, I don't know what that's for. Oh, that might be a little mount for something, I don't know, a little thing. And the eyeball, and a couple of screws and a nut. Don't know what they're for yet, we'll work that out. But happy days, man, happy days. So I've got, as you probably saw, I've got a new hump pack, and I've got a receiver for this Lightning GTX 2. The receiver was faulty, it wouldn't turn on, so I've had to send that back. Hopefully I should get a replacement for that in probably, like, I don't know, hopefully a few days. I'm going to have that up and running. This will be all completely up and running then, and we can go out and give it a bit of a blast and get both of those engines running in perfect unison. A lot of the time the trouble is the linkage, the throttle linkage that people have, but I've got that set up perfectly now, so both throttles open exactly the same time. It's a bit like a motorbike really, but we'll have a look at that later on. But look at that, I think that'll go in there absolutely perfect. To make a little exhaust mount, I'll have to try and see if I can find some engine mounts, because I've obviously got to bolt them to the side of that engine, and they've got to go down there and go on there, because as that is, that's not going to work at all. And then I've got to find a flywheel and a clutch. I might have a relevant clutch in here. I've got 3 shoes there, don't know what that's for, but I've got 3 shoe clutch there with springs, so that might be relevant. I might be able to use that. I don't really want to go to, we've got a bell as well. There's a bell there. It's not the best bell. I've got a couple of 2 shoes, but I don't really want to use a 2 shoe clutch. We use a 3 shoe clutch. I've got to get a flywheel for it, and once I get a flywheel for this is a complete engine then. That's everything I need. I reckon that's a brilliant idea. A subscriber built buggy. Let's put the shell on quickly. There we go. She looks a tits. Look at that. That's going to be good. There we go. That's going to be one of the next projects. So stay tuned for that if you like that sort of thing. I reckon I'll go like a beast, especially with them wheels. I better go around the car park in that, no trouble. Rightio. Right, anyway, I'm out of here, you lot. I was out here for a little while this evening just to mess around. I wanted to just get a few things done. I managed to get quite a few of them done, so I'll catch you later on. All the best. Thanks for being here, and maybe this weekend. I think I didn't get to go out this weekend, this Sunday, as I normally do, either on a Saturday or a Sunday, to go and have a little run of a car. I've got what have I got? I've got 1, 2. I've got 3, 4. I've got 4 potential Nitro cars, well, basically all of them, that I could go out and have a little run with. So hopefully this weekend I'll get to do so. You never know. It rained all weekend this weekend, and it was pissing down when I woke up Sunday morning. I thought to myself, I'll wait 3 or 4 hours for it to get light, and then if it's still raining, I won't bother. And it was. It rained all day long, so I didn't bother. But there we go. I'll catch you a lot later on. Treat everyone equally. Treat people like you want to be treated, and we'll all have a nice, happy life. And there we go. See you later.